This is a SleepyCast lost episode. 1-800-GAYBOY featuring JohnnyUtah, Spazkid, Psychicpebbles, and Oney. My name is Captain Dickhead. When I was a tiny baby, my father used to pick me up like a bowling ball with one finger in my asshole and the other on my little balls. He would throw me into men's pins, aka their dicks. Lamau. That's fucked up, dude.
Let's talk about early 2000 cell phone culture.
Early 2000s cell phone culture.
When you were a little boy in the depths of school on your Nokia 3560.
You know, it's weird. I was one of the few kids who didn't get a cell phone until I didn't have a cell phone until I was pretty old. The first phone I had was like when the Razor was coming out.
I was the same way. I didn't get a cell phone until I was 15 because I never really used it.
I was older than that, dude.
What was your first phone ever then?
I got a Razor. That's how late to the Game Boy was. I got a Razor phone.
Me too. Red Razor.
But but like all my friends started getting phones. I knew a kid in 5th grade who got a phone. That was at the time where you know what I mean?
I didn't have a phone until I was like 19.
Yeah, I was probably 17, 18.
So what was yours was like a brick?
Yeah.
Really?
My dad
it was one of those fucking plastic Nokias you can throw against the wall.
Okay, so you had a 3510.
That was probably what it was.
It wasn't like a 90s. My dad had one of the
It
bricks
had like centipede on it.
Snake. It had Snake. So you had the creepy cancerous green screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom had one of those
Game Boy screen.
Those fucking ancient Tamagotchi phones.
Yeah.
My mom had one too, and like it was so old the numbers were numeric. You couldn't even tell what they were anymore. It was just like 6 was like a Y, and then she had to like kind of figure out what the new number system was on her phone. Yeah. And I'm like, why don't you upgrade from a phone that's not from the 80s? And then she's like, okay, and then she got a phone that was like she used to have a shitty plastic one, but then she got a black one that was the same thing, and I'm like,
I missed that phone.
They're great.
Yeah, they were great phones
because it takes like 2 weeks to run out of battery life.
Yeah. I could throw it down the stairs, and this new phone,
you drop it an inch and it fucking
dropped it an inch, and the thing shattered into a million pieces.
I mean, you did shatter your phone a couple months ago, right? You shattered your entire screen a couple months ago.
I dropped it like less than 3 feet off the ground, walking out of a restaurant, and the thing.
That's all it did.
How many times have you done something like that with a phone?
I only dropped this thing on the ground once, and it exploded.
I had one of the first cell phones I had. I was camping. I was probably 17 or 18. I got a phone way late in the game. But anyways, I was camping. It was with my buddy Seth or Norm or I can't remember his name. Let's call him Seth. I think it was Seth. Mm-hmm. And we were on like a little boat. He started singing that song about rocking the boat.
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat,
That's
baby.
the one. He started rocking the boat as he was singing it. I was like, oh no! the little fishing boat capsized. We were close to shore. My fucking phone after like a month got saturated. My dad screamed at me.
It's not your fault.
It was my buddy said, but of course I was like, I'm not gonna wrap my foot.
Did you stick it in like a rice bowl?
I did, and it worked.
Really?
I fucking worked.
Yeah,
it totally was fine.
Rice absorbs the water.
I was so relieved.
Same thing because I dropped it in a toilet, and I'm like, I was freaking out. I'm like, oh, am I going to call my parents? And I just put it in a rice bowl.
In my school...
The rice in the freezer was the trick always.
Yep.
Yeah, in my school, some kid called Alton was taking a shit in the school bathroom, and he was on his phone, and someone looked up over the wall and looked down at him, and he got so scared he dropped his phone in the toilet into his crap, and then everyone bullied him for it.
That's not fair.
Someone got bullied for dropping their phone.
What about the guy who went and looked over the stall to look at Alton's dick?
I don't know.
Again, there's two elements to that story. You shouldn't bully the kid who was spying on a kid taking a shit. That kid's a real faggot. The second thing is, because dude, if that guy hadn't seen him, the guy would just be looking at him in front taking a shit.
Yeah.
He wasn't even his friend. It was some guy.
But my point is, had they not made eye contact, that guy would have just watched him take a shit and scurried away.
But all I'm saying is, you can get bullied for dropping your toilet into a toilet.
He didn't just drop in the toilet though. He dropped into his doo-doo feces.
His poo-poo.
His fucking corn feces.
His poopy. Fucking, yeah. Don't drop your phone.
I've dropped my phone numerous times, but the only thing that happens is the fucking back just explodes out and the battery falls out. But then I just put it back inside because
your phone can survive a fucking nuclear blast.
It's true.
Dude.
I can take this phone and actually I'll break it, but I can like drop it from like 3 feet high, but it'll still just like fall apart. But I can put it. It's like a Lego basically.
Yeah.
Really?
Everyone else has these fucking like high-tech advanced like find my location GPS locators, the good stuff that you actually need to get by in life, and I still have this hunk of shit who can't even take a fucking picture without getting airs.
Jeez.
But you know
what,
Jeff?
Oh well, I don't. Ever since Zach brought up boating, I just want to tell a sailboat story now.
Tell it. I want to hear.
We'll come back to the cell phones later. Tell the sailboat story.
When I was a child, my dad traded a case of beer for a sailboat.
Oh my god,
dude.
dude.
He brought it home and he fixed it up. And
That's a pretty good deal.
That's a good deal.
We are going to go sailboating on a lake. And I said, Dad, do you know how to sailboat? And he said, no.
I'll find out.
Did he have a paddle?
He's like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll
get to it, yeah.
And we took our boat, we put it on a trailer, went out to this lake called Lake Nakamixon, and we got on the lake. And the sailboat, you know, like sails have like a pulley system where you can take the sail up and down with like a rope kind of.
Yeah, I've seen those. Like, other ones with a huge, like, it's like a cartoon boat pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
Except this one wasn't like that. This one, the sail was a nylon sleeve that went over the mast, so you couldn't even easily take it down. So basically,
I see.
Basically, we pushed the sailboat out into the water. Neither of us knew how to sail. I mean, it was pretty much, we had one paddle. We got out to the middle of the lake. The center board fell off. No, not the center. I'm sorry, the rudder fell off. The rudder fell off out in the middle of the fucking lake. So now we're stranded out in the middle of the fucking lake.
At least you had one paddle to pull you in circles.
Not only that, it was windy, so we untied the sail. I had to wrap my arms as hard as I could and hold the mast, like the sail to the mast, so it wouldn't blow us farther out into the lake.
Oh my god.
So we're like, we had to scream to these two old men fishing nearby to tow us back to land.
Yeah, that was the last time you went sailing.
That was the last time I went sailing. The end.
Something similar happened to me in a boat, but it was more or less we kind of found a way to, like, it was me, my sister, and my dad and some other person, and we had a boat that had an engine, but there was actually like a leak inside the engine, like an oil leak while we were driving.
Yeah.
Which is really bad. Like because the guy smoked cigarettes. If he would have fucking tossed a cigarette near that, it would have fucking exploded the boat and stuff because like it stays water and everything. But what ended up happening was my dad like picked me and my sister up and he threw us overboard and he's like, start kicking, do what you saw in the cartoons. And then so we tried to like kick, but we got really tired because it's hard to push a boat.
He tried to make hold on. Your dad put you in the water and tried to make you push a boat while in the water with nothing to stand on.
Yeah, and kick our feet and move it.
Look, Dash from The Incredibles.
Let me give your dad a very, very basic lesson in how things work. Your dad, how old were you at least?
Yeah, let me finish the story.
How old were you?
A fish came up and it rubbed itself around my legs and I fucking screamed bloody murder. It swung around. It's scales like rubbed around. Yeah, it's stuff. It rubbed around.
How old were you, Corey? Were you and your sister like old enough? Were you big?
We were like 13 or 14.
I can't wrap my head around that. You can't. I mean, you can. Ugh.
It was a mini.
If he was asking you to pull, I would get it. If he's asking you to push.
Push, yeah.
You can't push anything if you're in the water, dude. Unless it's like lighter than you, but it's way heavier than you. It's like pushing a rock on the surface.
I know. We didn't get anywhere. We just sort of like went around in circles.
You know, those boats with the engines are pretty dangerous. My dad had a boat. My dad was a camper. Like to camp and fish and stuff. And he had a boat.
They are really. Dude, you have to. It's like people kind of neglect that fact. They're like, yeah, let's go fishing. They don't even check to see if their fucking like engine still works. They're just like they fucking dust off the dead bats and they're just like, it's good. We got.
We used our boat to be pretty often. We used to go like every summer, like whenever we could. But I remember going like and swimming and stuff, and I'd be being paranoid about the fucking engine like
That's
sucking
what I was always afraid of.
It's a huge guy, dude. It tears fish up.
Yeah.
It fucking like cuts fish in half and shit when it goes by.
Being abandoned, and that's the scariest thing. Like, were you ever scared like going fishing and being on a motorboat that you didn't want to go too far out?
All the time.
You would always have to have like fucking like stuff just ready. And it's like that's what my dad did. Like I said, with the whole like spider webs and stuff, we just got in the boat and this is like a raggedy old fucking engine. Like he had it like he was yanking on a fucking pull motor for a lawnmower. Like he was yanking on it for 40 minutes and then it started. He's like, get this baby going, like slapping it and shit, and I'm just like, this is not gonna fucking end well.
My dad used to fuck with us. He used to go like little shitty parts like a swamp and it'd be like, oh, turn the thing off and be like, oh, the engine died. He did it when I was like 4 years old. He took us on a go-kart like behind some woods and he stopped the go-kart. He was like, we're stuck. And it was like 7 p.m. and I was like crying because I was bored. And he laughed. My dad loved to fucking torment me.
Dude, that sounds like something my dad would have fucking done.
He tormented me my whole life in a very playful way.
Maybe our dad like traded like stories on there like fucking.
They used to get spotted and he was like, how are we gonna fuck with our kids today?
My dad used to make me like swim out into the lake. He'd be like, act like a fish, and he'd like throw the fishing rod at me and try and hit me with it.
Try to catch it in your mouth and then yank you out again.
That's when I lost my eye.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. That's why you have a big hollow thing in your skull. You ever go flying before, Chris? Like a smaller plane?
No.
My dad's a pilot. I've always wanted to be a pilot. Like learn to get my pilot's license.
I was always terrified of that on a small plane.
My dad, it's like the boating thing, but my dad would do a negative G dive, goes pretty much straight down, and if you hold something in your hand, I don't know, but it fucking creates a lack of gravity. Like, so if you hold my keys in your hand, and you would go down, and the fucking keys would start floating.
Dude, I would not put my hand out if a plane was going down straight.
No, I would put my hand out. No, he was like, hold something in your hand, like a penny or something, and it would start floating.
I would have did one of those cups.
It was inside glass, right?
Oh yeah, it was a closed airplane.
You can't just...
That's what I'm
stick
saying.
your ends out.
That's what I'm fucking
They
saying.
get ripped off by the wind.
Jeff,
That's why I'm saying I would have put my car keys outside while we're going down at
I wouldn't drop them.
fucking speeds of 80.
Jeff, did you ever call one of those sex places as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
You ever see like a
Did you really?
Or did you ever like randomly dial like let's call 1-800-boobs and you start laughing or whatever?
Here's what happened.
That's exactly what I did.
Me too.
I was a little kid. I saw the number. I called it one day after school. I was like, hey, who is it? My voice didn't sound deep at all. Like this.
I thought you always sounded like this from birth.
Like this, fat 45-year-old Mexican woman answering, trying to sound sexy, and I spent the whole time on the phone trying to convince her I was old enough to be having this phone call.
Did you say you
were you old enough to try to pull up a deep voice?
I didn't even get to the what?
Were you old enough to kind of pull up a deep voice? Like, hey, I'm 13 years old.
I think I tried, but I couldn't. I didn't even get to the sex talk part. I spent the whole time trying to convince her, and then I panicked and I hung up. And then when our phone bill came in, my mom came in. She was pissed off. She's like,
yeah.
She's like, I can't even believe it. This people called me saying you tried calling this number, and I told them they were fucking liars. And I'm like, I guess I did call that number.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
What?
Yeah, you can't. Because what are you gonna do? Lie? It's like who else? Your husband? Because either it'd be Jeff or it'd be you or your dad. You have to.
Jeff, you got the silver ticket.
I'm not even sure how much money it cost. I mean,
those things are expensive, dude. I'll tell you how I know. I got into a lot of trouble with my friend Herschel and Gian. They were two kids from Lebanon. They were like raised in California, but their dad was from Lebanon.
Yeah.
He was like a really Lebanese guy. He was like a sweetheart though. But I went to their house one time, and we were fucking shitheads. We were like, let's like start dialing like 1-800-tits and stuff like that. We were just doing random ones, but actually some were true.
Yeah.
And we found one. She was like, "Hey baby, you got a big fucking cock?" We were like, "Yeah." And we were doing this. And we didn't know it was like charging anything. I don't know. I guess it goes to the phone company though. So,
yeah.
But his fucking dad was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like the next day, they got in so much trouble. They got fucking yelled at. It was like $40, and the dad was super furious. I don't know if I told the story before too, but Herschel and Gia, they were also the two kids I skipped school with. Did I ever tell the story about the time?
You did tell that story.
Yeah, I'll just kind of if you haven't heard it, I'll kind of recap it a little bit. But he was the same dad who we went to their house. It was Columbus Day, and we convinced his fucking dad. We were like, no, dude, here in America we got Columbus Day off because we just wanted to skip school. And we got Columbus Day off. He's like, okay, that's just fun. We were playing GTA Vice City. He was like, okay, but he left. And we fucking slept in our house, like, because we lived in an apartment complex. We slept in our house, but my school was also literally across the street from our apartment complex. 40-second walk. And our principal's office was right, like you could see my apartment building. Mm-hmm. So we snuck into our apartment.
You're dumb.
Dude, I was like 14.
Scot-free in his house.
Huh?
You were scot-free in the first kid's house.
I don't know what. You know what it was? My friend Herschel wanted to play a fucking Jurassic Park game on my computer that I had at my place. I was like, Herschel, we'll get caught me. He's like, no, it's fine, man. I really want to play this stupid fucking point-and-click Jurassic Park game. And that's what got us busted. We went there, and my principal. This is it was like 1 o'clock.
Same story.
It was 1 o'clock at this point. We heard a the door. Herschel had a little brother. He was the little brother called Gian. Gian walked to the door, answered it. My principal was standing there, and he fucking slammed the door in his face.
Oh my god!
And he was, dude, it's the principal. I was like, are you kidding me? And he was like, get up! We're like, we just didn't say anything. He walked back, called my mom. My mom kept fucking screaming. I hid I hid in my closet. Not a very good place. And she screamed at me, and I cried because I felt so horrible.
Clothes over your body.
Yeah, I tried to
Disguise
close.
yourself.
One more story about that apartment complex because I got so much trouble with my buddies there. Our apartment complex had like a clubhouse with a pool table. And my friend Alex came over, and he was a real shithead. He was one of those kids who got the marijuana, like weed and stuff when he was younger. He came over. We were in the computer area. And I was like, dude, there's a camera there. He's like, no, they don't check that. It's just to scare kids away. And he went on Girls Gone Wild, and I was like, dude, no, this is not a good idea. We're gonna get caught. He's like, nah, dude, it's fine. It's funny. And the next thing he was watching it, I left the room and he was like beating up.
Oh my god.
It was a fucking computer lab, like in a fucking clubhouse. But it was like late. The next day my mom walked in and she was like, were you guys in the computer lab last night? My fucking face sank, and that kid wasn't allowed over anymore.
Wait.
That same clubhouse.
God dang it.
This is the last story.
I've
That
been
same
waiting
clubhouse.
for 4 stories then.
Oh, wait,
Go.
no, that last clubhouse. They didn't have cameras in the main area, and my buddy Gian, I don't know why he did this. He took a pool stick and accidentally smashed the gumball machine, exploded gumballs everywhere, and they thought it was us, but they never caught us. So fuck you, clubhouse. It was me. We did it. You'll never fucking catch us. After all these years, you idiots.
What is clubhouse?
Ruining your reputation.
It was like I didn't do it. My friend Gian did it with a fucking
You're a
pool
piece
stick.
of shit.
No, it's basically apartment complexes are like. It was one that wrapped around the lake. So it had like a lake in the middle. They had apartments built around it. There was the area where you go in to give your check to the people for rent, or you had like a pool.
Oh, it's like a conference hall where people hang out.
Was there
It
a
had
fish
like
in
a
the
pool, a
lake?
couch, a TV, all that kind of
We
thing.
had something like that.
Gym, yeah.
You want to tell your story?
Sorry, Chris,
Wait,
continue.
no, the story isn't even that crazy or nothing, but when you're talking about when your mom walked in and said, did you do this?
Yeah.
I had a similar experience, and I think it was probably the scaredest I've ever been in my entire life, was when I was like 8, and we just got the internet, and I went on a porn website, and it was like what do you call it, softcore stuff or whatever.
Like girls kissing and...
Oh, okay, no, I went on softcore first, and then I went on really hardcore shit.
How softcore was it? Like girls with their shirts off and
The
stuff?
first one was just like literally just kissing, but I don't know, I have no idea why, right? But the next one was really, really, really like hardcore, like.
Nice.
But I was 8, and I was like I barely even looked at it. I was too scared, right? So I clicked on it and went off, and I was like, fine, I'm done here. I'm too scared. And then one day my mom and dad were like, Chris, did you know that the internet comes with a little thing called history? And I was like,
yeah.
and they were like, Chris, I want you to come over here. And they like put me in front of the computer.
God.
And then they went down through the history, and they found these websites, and the websites had really vague names. And it was super vague. I couldn't even remember. They were just bringing me 2 website names like fucking...
Man.
Like hugging whatever.com. And I was just like... They're like, Chris, if we click on this, will something bad come up? And I was just like...
Yeah.
No! And then they were like... We trust you. And then they didn't click on it.
What?
They deleted it. Yeah, and I was like...
What?
Yeah.
What were you?
They totally clicked on it before.
I know. I don't know why they did that
I could see like you just in like a giant sound
You were
system,
totally
just like
happy-
sitting there
yeah.
breathing.
I was
from
never more terrified in my entire life.
That's just mean.
I know.
They could be like, oh, our boy's horny. He's growing up.
I was.
That's what I fuck like when kids are looking at shit. You don't go like you fucking
You don't shun
little
them, yeah, because you'll scare them away. You make them scare
Just be like,
recluses.
don't
You
do
shoot
that.
schools.
Just be like, don't be like.
That's how you breed a school shooter.
Yeah.
You fucking be like, sex is bad. You're gonna die.
The first
You're
time I
gonna
jerked
hell.
off, I thought I was gonna be banished. I'm not kidding. I was fucking terrified. I thought I'd committed a mortal sin.
Chris, your parents killed you. This is hell. You've been dead for like 20 years, dude.
This ain't so bad.
I used to do the same kind of thing you did, where you look at softcore stuff, and so I'd look at like girls kissing and like lesbian stuff, and then my friends were like, did you know there's tube sites? And then that's how you find out about RedTube and like YouPorn and all those like.
RedTube
really
always had a really appealing name to me.
I know.
I never liked the title RedTube.
What was the other one? There was another
YouPorn?
one. No, it was like YouPorn, but there was another one.
Pornhub.
Or it was like something.
The big 3 I knew about were YouPorn, Pornhub, and RedTube. Those are the big 3.
Yeah.
I still use all 3.
No, yeah, they're good.
I haven't branched out of a coward.
No, I because when I'm browsing, it's like I look for specifics, but then you start seeing that most of the stuff you look for in the searches are just RedTube, YouPorn, and Pornhub.
That's what I do usually.
Yeah.
I remember LimeWire though. I used to go there.
LimeWire.
Yeah.
I think we talked about LimeWire
We did.
before.
Well, did we
we
talk
have to-
extensively? Did we talk about our? Because like the first torrent thing I ever used was this thing called Azazels or something like that. It was like a blue tree frog, and it was like the most primitive shit ever. It literally looked like a.
We're talking like what, 2002?
It was back whenever I had fucking like net zero like dial-up internet connection, and I was using. Because I really wanted to download the new Real Big Fish album, so I used Azazel to get it, or whatever it was called. And it literally took 4 days to fucking download it, but when I finally got it, I was like, I know the magic. I know how to
felt
get
like you were
stuff
God.
for free. I told my friends, I'm like, guys, go download Azazel. And then they're like, do we use BitTorrent, you retards?
Yeah, fucking LimeWire was in the like era of fucking weird phone shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, wait, so...
You guys use Napster. I never used Napster.
No, that's the thing. I never used Napster, right? Because Napster was a scam, right?
That was the one. That was also the one where everyone was looking at. All the federal people were looking at that.
What was the one where you could save video files? Like you could save it at the top. It had an option. Was that Napster?
Was LimeWire.
There was another one.
Oh.
It was like Replay or something like that.
I don't fucking remember. The only one I used was LimeWire. I used
LimeWire, and then they introduced FrostWire, which was the one that was being watched after LimeWire, and everyone was like, "No, dude, FrostWire is the fucked up one."
The reason we're even talking about all this is because of fucking Napster, right? I was on my computer the other day and I rediscovered Napster adverts, which are basically creepy, weird animated fucking baby characters that used to play very late at nighttime.
Was that bullshit like foreign 3D crap?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
It will usually be a creepy little animated animal who's singing along to a trance backing track.
They're always
It's always like a little elephant or a little dog or a little cat.
They're always like dancing in like a fantasy setting in like one fucking shot, either like on
it's
stage
really
or
bad
something.
singing. It's always the fucking creepy
It's always
trance.
like some 50-year-old man like pitched up for some reason.
Yeah, but who wants that? Like who sends that?
That's the thing. In Ireland and England, at least, I used to remember those ads playing not only at night but also during the day because fucking people were losers. So
they kind of fell out. But it's like if you want to see this crazy purple elephant dancing, text 325 to 20252.
Yeah, it's like you'll be charged like $8 a month to get one of these creepy videos, and you can share them with your friends. So there was always one fucking faggot in school who was always like,
"Oh, check out the elephant.
Guys, look, it's like Spider-Man, and he's like fucking a girl." It's like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. But then everyone in the school would have it on their phones. It's like, why are people even doing this?
You would think if one guy got it there with a novelty would wear off.
It's that,
you know what I mean?
It's the Gummy Bear effect. Remember when Gummy Bear came out?
It's the same thing, dude. It's like a
people just want that. Yeah, they want that trance. Funny
it's like
jokes.
a techno-y trance.
It's always trance. It's so weird, but like
Crazy Frog too.
That's how that spread. That's how all that shit spread, right? So
it's kind of
you know how it also spread? Fucking movie theaters. Do you remember at the beginning of movie theaters they always
to have those?
They always played cell phone commercials, and then after showing like 16 cell phone commercials, they're like, "Please turn off your cell phone. It's rude to have them turned on." It's like you just taunted me with 40 different cell phone ads, and then you're telling me to turn. I
saw you salivating with the purple pink elephant.
Yeah, because
dancing.
after I watch like a fucking movie, I'm gonna be like, gotta remember to bring up.
Gotta get Crazy Frog. Gotta get that Crazy Frog.
Do you remember that ad that was like, check out our like cell phone tones or whatever? It's like, phone, oh girl, you better answer your cell phone. And it's like, oh, that's great. And then the next one's like, oh my god, they killed Kenny. It's like, what?
You could get like a text message and be like, oh, I got a really funny text message from Hulk Hogan.
It's like a really fucking compressed like South Park
you better
thing.
answer your cell phone. And everyone's like, that's hilarious. But fucking those ads are so creepy.
The worst one are the fucking specific themed ones, like Easter
Wonky?
and Christmas and Halloween.
What about the Wonky one we discovered?
Oh yeah, no, me and we found one called Wonky, where it's this little furry elephant, and he's singing about love, and then this fucking creepy mature black lady cuts in, and she's like, "Hey, isn't Wonky hilarious?" Text to 90 whatever.
He's singing a song about love. He's not doing anything remotely entertaining.
He's singing about
and
love,
dancing.
and Gavin is heartbroken, and this lady's like, "Isn't he hilarious?"
It's like, no.
She's 60 years old.
Who's that for? Like specifically, like who? It's
fucking some maniacs will spend $30 on that. I don't know, because they're only talking to people who like get income, some kind of income. Only a fucking true like weirdo psycho who would have something like that. Could you imagine, Chris, if you someone stopped you and was like, hey, check this out, they showed you that on your phone, and they're like, haha, isn't Wonky hilarious? What would you do, Chris?
I'd be blown away. All those things really creep me out. I don't know why. It's some like deep down like
It's the hatred for third world animation.
It's like nostalgic. It reminds me of the people who used to bully me a lot because they were the faggots who had all
they
the
were
shit
the ones
on
who
their
had
phones.
Wonky on their phones.
Yeah, not
They
Wonky.
kick your ass and fucking play
They were
Wonky
very
in
much
your
part
ear.
of that kind of
Yeah,
Napster
they'd
culture,
fucking
though.
pummel you until you couldn't move and play Wonky.
There was
They'd
these big
be like,
fat buff
"Haha, is it
gorillas
Wonky
who used to
hilarious?"
beat the shit out of people, and they'd be like, "Look at this Napster thing." It's like, you're a fucking loser, dude. Why do you bully me?
Jesus Christ, this is a therapy session now.
It's so weird.
That's why you hate Wonky. Traumatized you.
No, I like Wonky. Wonky's funny for the wrong reasons.
Chris, he's hilarious. So
There's another
hilarious.
one. Boo the little tiger.
Stop.
That one's good.
They're all good in their own Napster.
Corey, you should make one your own. We should make one, Corey, for
We should
you.
make one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make one of Corey. We'll do that.
Check it out
And then
on
this is the part where you guys will put it in.
SleepyCapster.com.
I'll be like, I'm thinking, making music, check me out, watch me go.
Chris is gonna make a fucking model be like dancing, and I'm gonna be like, haha, it's cool, it's so hilarious.
What were those lyrics again?
Look at me dancing, look at me singing, check me out, here we go. It was na 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 na.
That's the fucking. Oh my god.
Zach, you remember when you brought up like where you went on some video about like generic, or what is it?
Which one? The Napster adverts, you mean?
No, the other one
Uh,
where it had like Chris's Dragon Ball P avatars. He was
oh yeah, just when I go to a video, I was on a video about fucking. I don't know if I think I brought it up in the podcast before, but I was on a video about like human eugenics or something.
No,
you
you
know,
did. You did bring it up.
I did the podcast before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of recap.
But
It's
the
all-
theme, the idea of that.
Yeah, it's always weird when I go, or like a video about abortion or something. It's like, I think God, every child is equal. And the guy's like, fuck you, I'll kill a baby or whatever. And it's like, Chris's Dragon Ball P face. And I was like, whoa, dude, what the fuck? But I did see one super like weird, really weird racist comment that was like, oh, niggers should be killed. I was like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? And it was like a silly Goku face. So I was like, wow, Chris, you're really brilliant.
I'll include that as a quote in my next one.
What? That should be a T-shirt right there.
Yeah, with Goku's smiling face.
Goku's famous catchphrase.
Back then, it was like the insult would be like, "Oh, you're a faggot, you'll never get a girlfriend." Now it's like, it's just like you're a nigger needs to be eradicated.
Yeah.
Because I was playing a game today of TF2, and just normal, but like the team was beating him, and he was like, "You guys are all homo-sucking fag babies," and I'm like, "Okay," and then he's like, "You're all fucking Neanderthal niggers who can't read either."
Oh my god,
and I'm
dude.
like, "Whoa, dude! What the hell? This is next level insults. Holy shit!"
It's always weird seeing like that horrible like talk over like a kind of a.
A delightful, like
No,
a playful,
But
like
also, yeah, another thing I wanted to bring up is like, you know, if you see something like Cars or something innocent, like a
Planes.
like, yeah, I saw a Thomas the Train Engine thing, and I was talking about this. Where,
You always call it that.
isn't that
tank engine, Corey, tank engine.
Thomas the Train Engine.
It's the same thing. Like it was like a really innocent like old Thomas episode where it was like a guy because I was
He discovers true love or something.
yeah, he's like, Thomas, you're gonna be late for dropping
be late
off
for the
rocks.
big oil,
And then, like,
man.
since Thomas
Yeah.
is like, oh boy, because it's voiced by someone, he just like smiles and looks around. But in the comments, a guy was vividly explaining how a fucking train murdered his whole family on a kids thing and in vivid
Yeah, I love
detail.
those.
But it's like you see those on anything, like you
Just
you
some
go.
fucking loser, like
Yeah.
just pouring his heart like it's a therapy
Yeah,
session.
like you go to a fucking like a Pixar Cars games trailer, and then you see someone down below who's like,
My dad shot himself in the mouth with a shotgun when he in a car. It's like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? I'm here to see a funny CG Larry the Cable Guy. Don't need to bring the atmosphere down, dude.
fucking.
Good lord.
It's weird because you see those comments. Yeah, like something really not even innocent, but sometimes it's just completely weird. Like it's a.
You think it's to get likes, and like they're looking to get
It's
likes?
something. There's this video. Yeah, I think it's for likes, but it's also
Attention.
if you're that mentally unstable where like a CG car makes you be like, I put a shotgun in my mouth when I was 25. I thought about getting the brains everywhere. I wanted to leave a fucking mess. It's like, dude, calm down, man.
I was looking at Blender videos, like Blender tutorials, 3D software tutorials, and there was like some like woman doing it. She's just a normal woman, and like one of the comments was just this fucking creepy looking old guy who was like, "Very good, little girl." It's like, what?
I have a picture saved that you took. You screen capped a long time ago of this like creepy Indian video, and the comment is like from like a picture of like a baby, and it's typed like a baby too. It's like, haha, lol, very fun. the title of the picture is "Did a baby write this?" That's the title of the JPEG. It's really creepy. It's like a baby with like from a low angle with its like teeth sticking out.
He's like smiling. Like,
yeah,
like,
no, it's a literal baby. It's like an Indian baby.
I like to think when you see like pictures of like people like smiling goofy that it's actually them leaving the comments. Like they're taking the picture and gonna say that for the YouTube
See, I like love those, but I hate the ones that are like it's a dog. It's like I'm a dog and I approve. It's like go on, faggot.
I hate those. Yeah, like President Obama. Like I'm Obama. Yeah, thanks Obama. And then he gets like fucking.
If it was like a creepy
votes.
like grainy low angle shot of Obama's face and he's just saying something subtle and vague and it's like what the fuck is that Obama?
Or you get like Homer Simpson who's like fuck you, your video sucks, faggot.
Fucking kill yourself. I'm Homer Simpson. You should fucking die. But
it's because it's like they changed their name years ago, so they forget that their fucking name is that.
Jeff, you okay? You've been kind of quiet this podcast.
I don't know. You know, there's something I just wanted to kind of get off my chest.
Sure. What's up?
If you don't mind, I wrote it down. So I wrote down paper here. I just if you don't mind.
No,
all right, I'm just
is it serious?
You just hear me out. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
I never knew my father. I was raped by my gay cousin. Stop laughing! This isn't funny! This isn't funny! My grandfather tried to kill my brother by throwing him out of the Shut up!
Okay.
And then he died from cancer. I've been in dozens of jumpings and countless fights, guys. Many of which resulted in me getting my ass handed to me. I got listed as a potential school threat due to the harmless drawings back in 7th grade resulting in expulsion and rumors involving a second Columbine. And everyone involved trying their hardest to get me to do it by relentlessly bullying me and following me for the rest of middle school. After being diagnosed with ADD right after and prescribed a stimulant, I developed hyper-anxiety disorder and lived in a constant state of paranoia where everything caused a minor panic attack. You fucking faggots.
Here are some outtakes, you ugly lopsided tit-having freaks. Enjoy!
I never knew my father. I was raped. I was raped by my gay cousin. I can't. I'm sorry, Jeff.
What was this on a video for again?
It was the emo girl.
Oh yeah, the emo girl. It's called I'm Alone.
Sorry. Well, the fucking. Okay, I'll try. Let's end it there. No, son. Okay, guys. Put on your serious faces.
Okay.
This is really long, actually. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, we'll be
You
quiet.
really look like you're fucking crying for 2 hours.
And the feeling that nowhere... Man, this is just... Man, this is like 18 minutes long.
You can just edit it. You can just edit it. It was funny.
Sorry, when you said I got rid of my gay cousin, I couldn't help it.
Dude, you can't. It's just so perfect. It's like my dad fucking tried to kill me. I got raped by my gay cousin.
I got raped by my gay cousin is enough.
That was 1-800-GAYBOY. The whole time you were listening, I was rubbing my hubcap penis like a DJ scratching a record. Ficky. Join us next time on SleepyCast, where I'll put pocky sticks in my dick hole and shoot them up in the air with my pee and catch them in my mouth. Goodbye.